Okay, hi guys. You're welcome back once more to my channel. I'm super excited to have you today. As always, my name is Victor, your Microsoft Dynamics CRM ambassador. And today I'll be bringing you something very cool from the tables. So today we'll be working on the Copilot. Wow, Copilot, and we'll be seeing something very cool. So for those of us that have tried out the Copilot, you've seen that there are a lot and lot of things that the co-pilots from Microsoft can do for you. So I'll be bringing a dimension to it for us, and this will be to show you how you could use action, right, and make your co-pilot bots more resourceful to your operations. So, for instance, you have a co-pilot bot you've built that is interacting with your customers, and it's engaging them maybe with your frequently asked questions, and it leads them to maybe a platform for them to do certain things. But now, Copilot has now been integrated with with a feature called actions, right? So with Copilot now, you could pre-configure some actions that, based on the customers' um, triggers that they put in, they could now be walked through a path in which, just like your human agent log things on CRM for them, so Copilot could take care of that for you. That's super exciting. So I'm going to walking you through the demo of what we expect to see after this video. So as you can see on my screen, I've spin up a Copilot bot here. So I called it ACN bot. So I'll be walking you through spinning everything from scratch. So the trigger for that topic is, let's say I tell this bot that I need help. Okay, if I just say, okay, let's say I need help. So it's gonna pop up that, okay, yeah, I see you need help with our technical agent, blah blah blah. That you should first provide your email address. So I'll just put in my email address here, Victor Oguche at gmail.com. So when I click on this, now it's not asking me what is the type of issue. I'll say it's a complaint. It says, what is your issue category? I say it's deposit. Then it will proceed to log a ticket on CRM for me. That's really powerful. So can you see? It says, hi, I've logged a ticket for you with our technical team. The ticket number is this. So it's giving me my reference ticket number. One of our technical supports will contact you via email shortly. This is cool. So you can extend this functionality to various activities that you have on CRM, from creating leads, from logging tractions that customers need to make, or in regards to their profile on CRM and all that. So this is very powerful. So I'll be using this same scenario to show us how you could fit in actions into your bot, so that your bot becomes very intelligent, not just the feed and answer, but it could perform operations based on what are being answered. So before we hit right then, so I'd love you to turn on notifications so that you could get more details, more informations about my subsequent video, and also subscribe so that you could get also the notifications when I release subsequent insightful content. So now I'm going to be walking us through how we can do this. So let's also see this ticket that was created. Let's see it on CRM. So let me just copy this ticket number. And if I go to CRM environment, and if I go to cases, and if I click on all cases, so it's coming up. So these are all, let me just go to all cases, all cases. And if I paste that here, and great, you can see. So this is the ticket that was created for me by via the my interaction with the bot. So you could see it has logged everything for me, and from this you can put on your routing. So you could also watch my videos on how routings are done, on how you could configure your forms and all that. I have full-fledged videos on that, so I'll be walking through that. So basically what we'll be walking through is how to make this happen. I know you love to see how this comes to life. So let's go back to our bot first and spin up a new bot. Good. So let's go back to PVA. I'll just go back here. just want to go to, let me just go to PVA. All right. So it's coming up for us. Okay, that's great. So now, as always, we will walk through everything from scratch. We're here to show you and empower you on how to go about it. So the first thing we're going to be doing, as I stated earlier on, we're going to be creating a new bot. All right. So as I stated earlier on, we're going to creating a new bot. So just head on to Copilot Studio with the beautiful interface that we now have. So I'll just click on the new Copilot at the top. And I'm going to give our bot a font name. And I'll say, let me call this CRM bot. Something like this. I'll leave everything as default. And I just hit on the create icon. So great. Our bot is now ready. As you can see on the test interface there, it says, hello, I am CRM bot, a virtual assistant. So our bot is ready and good to go. So the first thing we will need to do is to have we have the mind map of what we want to do. So what we actually want to do here is we want in such a way that when at the point of chatting, right, with the bot, a customer hits a trigger that says, okay, I need help, I want to log a ticket, something like that. It should spin up a topic, and that topic is where we're going to sit our action, where the customer will be walked through different questions, and based on their response, a ticket will now be logged for them, and the ticket number will be returned back to the customer, notifying the customer, just as sub previously, notifying the customer about the details of the case. So let's just go back to our case entity here, go to case, and let's say how our form looks like. So what are the mandatory fields on our case form? We have the case title, we have customer, and we have case type and case category. So to limit this, we'll just focus more on filling just case title, the customer, the case type, and the case category. Then we can proceed to log the case. So how are we going to go about that? So let's go back to our new bot we created. And the first thing we're going to do is to create an action, right? So let's create the action. So the action is now the task that the bot is going to be doing in when it's following through the chain of actions that it will be calling when it's triggered. So we will create the action now. So I'll just click on action here. So click on add action. So now we will create a new flow. So I'll click on creating a new flow. So the first thing we want to collect from the customer will be the customer user email. So with that email, we'll be able to filter out the customer profile from Dynamics. So this is for customers that are already existing. But if you have customers that will not be that are not yet existing, you will create a dummy account, so that they are not yet your customer. So you can now spin up a lead and things like that. So maybe I just want to make it quite simple here. So what we'll be doing is for customers that are already existing on the system, then we want to use their emails to be able to call their profile up from Dynamics. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'll add an action. And what I'll be looking for will be to initialize a variable. So before that, let's go to our Copilot. So what are the inputs we'll be expecting from Copilot as at the point where we want to run this action? So as I stated earlier on, the first will be the user email. So let me just close this here and say user email, something like this. And the next will be, we also want the case type, right? Then the next will be the case category. Case category. Hope I'm getting this spelling correct. Category, right? Then also we want to have the case description. Then the next will now be okay. That's all. That's basically all we might need to get. So this description will tell the customer to give more details about what's actually happening. All right, so we can now close this. So we now have all these values coming in, and a good point of call, we could actually call them directly in the course of our flow, but it's good to have them in variables so that we could have people can easily see what's actually going on in our flow if they come, or for you also when you're reworking on your flow later on, it can be easy for you. So let's do this. Let's call a variable, and what we're going to do is we're going to be initializing a variable. So just click on I really love the new interface that Microsoft brought in for Power Automate. As you can see, it's very cool. So I could initialize a new variable. Then I'll call this user email. Then this will be a string. And what I want to pass in here is the input, which is user email. This. And I'm done with that. Then also rename this to user email, so that it's easy for us to identify what this action, what this variable is. I think that's all. Then the next we're going to be adding the case type, which is also going to be a variable holder. So come here, initialize, and I'll call this case type. Then the data type is string, and what I'm calling it from is the case type here. I'll call this also case type, and I close this. Then come down here, add action. I want a variable again, and I call see more initialize. Let's initialize the variable. Then I'll call this case category. And this is actually a string, and I'll be passing the case category to it. Then the last one, category. Then the last will be our description. This also should be a variable, and I want to initialize a variable here, and I'll call this description. No, description, and this will be a string, and what we're looking out for is the description. Okay, so let's call this description. All right, that's great. And also there's one more variable I would love us to have, which will be the case number holder. So this will be what will be holding the case number when the case is now created. So I'll call this a variable, but I'm not going to set this variable. Oh no, this, so see more, initialize a variable. I'll call this case number holder, and I'll call this case number holder. This will also be a string, and there will be no initialized value for it. So that's beautiful. So we now have our first set done. So now the next is for us to now get the customer profile so that we could use it. So how we're going to get the customer profile, we're going to be using the list row. So we're going to be using the list row. Then I'll just click here and click on add action. So I'll say list rows. Yep, and I'm looking for that in Dataverse. So this is the list row. So now the table I'm looking out for is contact table. Contacts. Yeah, this is contact, right? Now we want to pass in a fetch SML query. So what we'll be doing in fetch SML query is we'll be tagging when the email address is equal to the email address we brought out. So it should bring out that person's profile. But how are we going to get the? I'm going to show you a cool way to get the fetch XML. You can get that directly from CRM. But if you also have the XRM toolbox, you could use your XRM toolbox to spin that up. So I'm going to show you the two ways. But firstly, I'm going to start with the um, cool way from Microsoft Dynamics itself. So when you go to your Microsoft Dynamics environment, click on the settings icon, click on the advanced settings. So when your advanced settings opens up, can you see the funnel icon at the top right? So just click on it, then it opens the advanced filtering for you. So based on this now, we're now going to select the entity we are looking out for. And now we're looking out for contacts. Under the look for, just tell it to look for contacts. Contacts, yes, no, not this one, then CONT, yes, this contact. When contact is selected, oh, it doesn't pick it here. Okay, yeah, contact is now selected. So you now start building it. You said you want email, and the email should be equal. So just put address. Just say remove, something like this, or let's just use email. Let me say user email, something like this will work. So this is just to build up the fetch XML. So you could come here and click on fetch XML. So Hula is going to generate your fetch XML for you. This is coming out. Let me click on this again. It's loading. The fetch XML is trying to download the fetch XML. Okay, so our fetch XML that we downloaded, it's now ready. So this is generated fetch XML. So I'm going to copy all of this. Then we will navigate back to our flow here. Then click on the list row. Now go to your fetch XML query and paste this here. Good. So we have this here now. So you can go to the email address, user email, and now replace it with the value coming in on user email. This. Good. Then we are good to go. Now we are now fetching out that user that has that email address on the system, and we can now save this at this point so that we could keep down all changes we've made. Beautiful. So now we've gotten our user now ready. So the next thing we're going to do is now to we want to action on the different kind of case types, right, in which this user is going to be selecting. So what we'll be using for that will be a switch. So if you go to our Power Automate and we go to our solutions, let's go and see the kind of different type of case types we have. If I go to default solution and I go to tables, that's loading. Yes, so you scroll down to tables here. We have tables, and now scroll down to the case type. So you go to case type, keep going, case type. Case type. This one, yep. So when you click on case type, it lists all the case types that we have, so that we could also have the guild here. This is it. So this is the case type, and this is the reference IDs that Dynamics uses on Dataverse to identify these records. So one will pass them as a switch. So if any of them is selected, they need to switch to a different section on the flow. So I'll go back to the flow here and I'll create a new switch. So I'll add what I want is a switch, which is a control. So I'll say I want a switch. So I just click on switch here. So it asks what's my value. My value is actually the case type. This. So clicking on this now, I'm done. So I'll add the first case. This I want it if what you selected is complaints, you should go through that route. So I'll put complaints here. Then that's it for that. So I could also still call this complaint. Then the next will be if you have an inquiry, I'll come here, sorry, to action and call this inquiry and change this also to inquiry. And the last one we want is that of requests. All these requests, is this here. Great. So we now have all this here. That's beautiful. So the next now is now the on our case form. We can see the next now is now the case category. So how you can build this form, if you check my YouTube video, or there's a video I made on how you can customize case forms and create entities in Dynamics CRM. So you could look up that, and it will give you insights onto how all these are done. Then from there you could proceed to fill that into the actions. So now we are done creating the complaints, the inquiries, and requests. So the next thing now is for us to pass in under complaint. Now there are different type of complaints. So let's just go back here now and go to our case category. So when you go to case category here, you see all the categories on the system listed and the corresponding case types. So you can see the corresponding case type. So for complaints, we have these three. For inquiry, we have just onboarding. This one we have balance. So let's just create for complaints alone in the interest of time. So I'll just click on this and I'll be adding a switch here too. So I'll say this is a switch. So depending on how robust what your conditions looks like, you can begin to add and add and add as the case may be. So what we are looking out for here is actually the case category. Then I'll have that. Then I'll click on the first one. So this first one here is giving me deposits, just as we saw on the call there. If I click on here, come and drop this here. There's that, and I can change this to also deposit so it can be easy for me to identify. Then I come down here. I'll go to here. See it's savings. Come down here, paste it on savings. Also do the same here. And the next one, we want to add, what is the next? It's billing. So you come down here, paste it here, and change this to billing. And we're done with that for complaint. So if you also want to do for inquiry, you just click on this. So you add a switch first. So for your own case, you might have multiple things cascading and based on their based on what needs to be done. So for inquiry now, we could just put a switch, and for for inquiry, we just have only one onboarding. So I will just go back here and put onboarding, then put this here. And also for requests, we just have one, but first of all, put the switch. And what we're checking against is actually the case category. And I'll put my case here, and I go here and click on balance. So with that, I've taken care of the different kind of case and subcategories that the user can pass in. So now when the user have passed in all this, right, and our switch has made a match with them, the next thing is now to log the case and pass in the request. So the first, what we're doing here is to add a condition. And when we add this condition, we're going to be adding add a new row from Dataverse. Come up here, add a add a new row. Oh, she just done. Okay, this add a new row. So I click on add a new row. All right, beautiful. So the entity we want to work on, and this is where you could work on different entities, right? It exposes you to all the entities in Dynamics CRM, so you could make your Copilot very, very robust in performing different operations, even on your CRM environment, right from the Copilot interface where the customer is interacting with them. So I could just go down to cases. So I'll just type cases here, and I click on cases. It's going to load all the fields for cases for me. And the first is subject. So I'll just call this. So our bot is called CRM bot. So I'll just say CRM bot. Then put the case category, the case type, space, and the case category as the title. So this will make up the title. Then we now scroll down to the case types, to the other things we want to log in. So we want to log in the customer description. So from here, we could just pass in, this is the description field. So we just do a lookup here and we'll put in the description. So whatever description the customer gave, we'll put that in. Then the next two things now that we have that we need to pass in is the case type and case category. So you can see the case category here. Excuse me. And you can see the case type. Case type. Yeah. So you can see the case type. So this in bracket is showing that this is a lookup field. And also this, where was it again? I think we had, okay, yeah. And this is showing that it's a lookup field. So the first thing is we're going to carry in the entity logical name and slash the lookup ID for the specific entity we're looking at for. So this first, we're looking at complaints, and complaints, we are looking at deposit. So the first thing is, let's go back to our fetch XML that we're using, which will give us what our entity name looks like. So I just go to case type, case type, case type, case type entity, case type. So case types here. Click on OK. So this I could just shoot to fetch, download the XML, and it's done. Let me see if it's opened already. So I'll click on open. It's going to open it up for me. Yes. So this is it. So as you can see now, for this, the entity name is rand case type. So I'll just copy this, then come back to my flow, come to this case type, paste it here, then add an S, and put a slash. Then now the guild for complaints, I need to go and get the guild for complaints. So I'll go down back here. Let me just use this one. So I have two of them opened. So I'll just go to solution, go to default, and go to tables, and then case types. So you go to tables, and go to case types. Case types, yeah, this. So when I click on case types, for my different case types, I can now see their guild. So I need one for complaint. So I'll just copy this for complaints, then go back to my flow and paste it here. So with this, it's going to do a lookup when it's creating the case and tie complaints to it. Then I could close this. Since I'll be using the same thing across all, I could just close this so that I can then copy action and paste it along all of them. Paste action. That's good. Then go here also and paste action. So if I click on any of them, I should be seeing the case type lookup. Where is this? Yes, I've missed this case type. Oops. Let me just scroll this little by little. Very good. Currency, yes, this is a case type. So I can see it will be reflected on all three. So now what I'll do is then go back now. So for deposits, the next one we want to populate now is now the case uh, category, which is this one. So let's also go and get the um, name for case categories. So I'll just click on here and go to case categories, this. So when you click on download HTML, it's downloaded. When you click on open, it's opening. When I come here, I can see that categories is this. This is the entity name. I just copy this. Come down here. But the plural name for this will be without the Y and the S. So I'll just update that when pasting this. You can see the categories here. It's already. So I'll paste this and remove and put IES. That's what we have here. It's already on categories. So I'll put a slash. And now I'll go get each of the categories. All right, so I'll go back to Power Automate to make the Power Apps. So deposit, this is the guild for deposit. So I just come back here, paste this here, and that's done for deposit. So I could copy this and come to savings deposit. Then for this one, I paste this and come back here and copy for savings deposit. So the same thing will be done all through across all of them, but for time's sake, I'll just do that for only complaints. I'll just paste this here. So when I come here, now let's come back here. So one cool thing with the new interface is navigating is really smooth. So I'll just come back here, and on its own case subcategory, I paste this and go back here and pick the billing on, copy it, come down here and paste. Perfect. So we are now good. So with that, our case will be created. But after the case is being created, we want to also now pass in the case number back to the bot. So you just click on this add new action here and just click on set variable. I want to set the variable. So just complete the set variable. Yeah, so we're using the set variable. Just click on this. Then the variable we want to set is the case number, and the value will be from our add a new row. We want the case number. So I'll just click on more and look for case number. This is case number. This is this, and that's all we've done. So we're going to copy this. We're going to do the same for here also. We're going to do insert. Let me just say variable. Right. Show more. Set variable. What I want to set is case number. I want to look up the add a new row. Okay, so since we can't get this here, the best action for us to do will be come here, and if you just copy this out, there's a good trick of recreating lookup yourself. So when you come here, you click on this. This one says add a new row copy. So just copy this. When you come back here, paste this with this, right? And every space becomes an underscore. Let's put this. So I'm trying to build it. Then I'll copy this out, come back to my flow, come back to set my variable and paste it here. That's all. That's fine. So you do the same also here. Just come here, do add a new and just set variable, something like that. This taking okay. Set variable, click on this. The variable I want to set is the case number. Check if you can have your lookup. If it's not there, you just copy this, and go back here. And as usual, just make every space become underscore. Underscore here, underscore here, underscore here, and underscore here. Good. So that's a beautiful trick to get yourself working first. So let's go back to our set a variable and paste that here. Then voila, we are done. So we've set a variable, which is a case number after the case has been created. Now we need to pass it also to our Copilot. So the output will be case number. So I just call this case number. Then the value is our case number holder. Perfect. So save. So great. We are done with our action for our Copilot. Excuse me. So now the next thing we're going to be doing is to now create our topic. So the trigger topic that will initialize and work this action out for us. So let's also just rename this. So call this CRM action for bots, something like this. So we have CRM action for bot like this. So we can save this. So after saving, we also need to publish. So let's publish this. Great. So we are done publishing. So recurring, you could do the other ones yourself, depending on how you itemize how your case form is, or how you correct information at the point of logging customer complaint. So I'm just working with this for now. So we just go back to our bot. So this is our bot. So we just click on cancel here, cancel here. Good. So we've created our actions already. So now the next thing is we'll go to our topics and we will create a new topic. So we just click on add a new topic from blank. So this topic, the triggers will be things like I need help, I want to log tickets and things like that. So I'll just edit the phrases. I'll just say I need help, I want to log a complaint, something like this. So I can say complaint also having technical issues, things like this. So things like this will trigger this topic. So when it triggers this topic, the first thing we want to do is we want to send a message to the customer. We want to acknowledge that the customer needs someone to hear the technical issue they're having. So I will just say let me let's start with getting the cost. Let's just acknowledge customer. Let's get the customer's name. Okay. For instance, you already have the customer name, so that can be incorporated. But I want to just get the customer name here again. But let me get that first before ask a question. So see what is your name. So okay, I can just say hi. Hi, please, what's your name? Let's be polite, right? Hi, please, what's your name? Right? So for this, we just want the customer to enter a response. So for this, we just scroll down. Stuff isn't scrolling down. So when you scroll down, what we want is the person's name. So I'll just click on person name here. So the person will enter a name. So I want this to be at topic level. So I'll just call this username, right? So I just want to put public level and topic level, not global. Then I'll go just hit enter on this, and that is it. So now we're going to greet the person. Um, so let me just send the person a message. Send a message and say hi. Then now I'll insert the person's name. Hi, username. Thanks for reaching out. First up, I see you will like to have. I see you like to log a ticket, something like that. Uh, sorry, ticket with a technical team. I will love to help you on that. Full stop. Right? I would love to. Hi, person. Thanks for reaching out. I see you would like to log a ticket with our technical team. I would love to help you on that. And the next is we're going to be asking the user for their email. So I'll say, please provide me with your email address. So for this, we're looking out for the person's email. So I'll scroll down to email. Yes, this is email. Then I'll call this, change the variable name to user email, right? And leave it also as topic level and just click on OK. So we've gotten the user email. The next is I'm going to say add a question. So this question will now be for the user now to now classify their type of uh, issue. So I can say what type of ticket. Okay, let me just say what is your issue type? Yeah, something like that. What is your issue type? Right? Something like this. And for this, we want multiple choice. So you go back to this. So the first is under we have complaints like this. So go here and say it's either a complaint, right? And the next is inquiry. I click on this and say inquiry. And the next is request, right? Request. I'll put this as request for the new one. Good. So we'll change these variables. I'll be holding this to case type. Close this. All these. Leave it also at topic level. Why is this thing? So I'll call this case type. Yeah. I'll call this case type. Something like this. So based on the customer selection, right? So we then scroll down. So we just want to action only on complaints so that you just see how they're working, but you could extend to the other ones you have. So we're also going to ask the customer a question again. So ask a question. So what is your issue category? Something like this. And what we have for um, this is either deposits, just some fun stuff name. Come here, put deposit here. Then the next one, we can go back and pick and call this is savings deposit. Click on this new action, call it savings deposit. And the next one is billing. Come down here, click on new, call this billing. Good. So I can come back here and change this variable and call this. No, I don't need this. Just click this variable. I want to call this variable case category. Something like this. Yeah. So now, based on these selections, also we want to now have the description, right? So I'll just ask the customer a question. I'll just say, please give any additional details about your issue. So for this, I just want description. So I'll just scroll down. So I'll be using the user entire response here. So for this, I'll call this description, and that will be it. So I could do the same here too. Or better still, let me just remove this from here and take it to the top. Just close this here. Before you ask them about the issue type, let's just put ask question here. So you just say, please give details about your issue, right? So for this, we say want to take the entire response, right, and call this description. So this description of issue. Okay, so that's fine. So then we'll go back, we'll go down and now log in the action. This is where things now become beautiful, right? So based on any of these, right, we want to now log an action. So I'll just click on here and click call an action. So I'll click on call an action, and the action we want to bring in is let me just bring the call an action here. Let me save. Let's save our port first of all. Just save this transfer. Great. So let's still go down. All right. This is coming up. This is good. So click on this. Now let's call an action. Close. Let's look for it. CRM. It's not populating here. Let's just go back to our actions and add this action. So we called it CRM. Just publish this again. So we're sure that it's ready. Good. Let me just publish again. Okay. Let's check it out in our action again. Flow. CRM. Let's search this. So let's give it some time to spin that up. Okay, good. So it's our flow. Let me just refresh. Let me publish again. Okay. So I had to refresh the bot, and let's confirm if our action is now available. Yep. So CRM action for bots. So now let's go back to our topics. Then this is a topic where, so let's also change the topic name. Yes, let me just change this to create a case in CRM action. Right, so now let's go down to our action here. It's coming up. Great, so this load in, and so now just scroll down, click on add, go to add an action. So what we're looking for is create a bot, this one that we just updated. So I'll click on this. So now we're going to be passing in the values, right? So the first is the user email, which is actually a direct string, so we don't need to do any changes here. So this is actually the user email. So the case type is actually an option set, which is a choice. So for us to be able to consume it, we must convert it to plain text. So what I'll do here is click on this, go to formulas, then now you just type plain text and the formula comes up, and you open your curly braces and you do topic dots. So what we're looking for is case type. On case type, press this and click insert. Then for case category, also we're doing the same thing. Go to formulas, formula here, click on plain text, and open this, then do topic dots. Then you want case category, close this and click on insert. Then description. For this, we actually don't need much, so we just do description of issue, and that will be all. So when this runs and the action runs, it's going to return back our case number. So now I want to send the customer a message saying, oh, Hula, your case has been created and this is the reference number. So I could just say hi, and I'll bring the person's name here, say username, and I'll say I have created a case for you with our technical oh technical team. Your case number is, then I'll just say I'll bring in now the case number variable, case one, case number, a technical technical support agent will contact you via email shortly, right? Shortly. And say thanks, and that is all for the action in which our bot is going to be performing. So now this is done. We're going to be testing our bots and seeing how it's performing those actions for us. So to test this, I would love us to do it on the web, and or if you want to use the demo site, ensure to change the authentication. So when you go to settings and you go to security, ensure under authentication you've changed it to no authentication. That's when you'll be able to use it with on the demo site. So the next thing also, we are going to be publishing these bots. So let's publish our bot so we could use it. So click on publish. So our bot will be publishing. So let's just give it some minutes. Okay, great. Our bot is done publishing. So now we can test. So let's go to demo site and test. So let's go to the demo site and test. Remember, our bot name is CRM bot. So we just go down here, and when this load, you'll see our bot speaking to us. Okay, so what's our bot saying? Our bot is saying, say, hi, I am CRM bot, a virtual assistant. So as usual, let's just use our triggers. I'll say I need help. So he says, hi, please, what's your name? I'll say, good, my name is, I'll say Victor. So you say, hi, Victor, thanks for reaching out. I see you would like to log a ticket with our technical team. I would love to help you on that. Please provide me with your email address. Oh, good. So my email address is Victor, OGUCHE at gmail.com. Then I'll click on enter. Okay, so please give details about your issue. I want to resolve a deposit. I want to resolve a wrong deposit. Something like this, right? So it will ask me, what is your issue type? So it's a complaint. What is your issue category? So deposit, and voila, it's going to run my action. And okay, I think we have a glitch here. Let's quickly check that. Okay, we actually missed something in our flow. As you can see, it's saying that you should specify a contact or account. This is the error our bot is giving us. So we actually didn't add the contact lookup. So let's go check that out. Yes, so as you can see, our bot was right. We actually are not looking up the contacts here. So we need to do that. So what you do here is come to contact under the customer end. Click on this. So you just type contacts, and put an / then the lookup of what we were bringing back from the list row, this one. So you just click on this and you go look for the contact contact, 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 contact. Yes, this is a unique identifier. So with this, it's going to tie the contacts to the case because without a customer, you cannot log a case. So this is what we actually missed. So what we just do is we copy this. So you copy this and also you can replicate it across the different other case creation that we're doing so that it doesn't throw up the error again. I'll click on this also and paste it here. Okay, let's just ensure we bring this out manually. So list row also we want contacts here, or you could just type contacts. To bring the closest, this is contacts. Great. So we're done with that. And the next is this one. So drop this here, close this out, and bring in contacts. So with this, we are good to go. Yeah, so that was what we missed out, and our flow told us to go fix it. So I'll just click on the save draft. So after saving, ensure you also publish. Good, our publishing is done, so we can go back to our bots and initialize it again to demo. See, let's just go back to our bots here. Great. So this is coming up. All right, so our bot is up. Let's just go back to our demo site and test our bot again. So let's just get this out. All right, so our bot is loading, and this time we have it spinning up. Yes, a CRM bot. So I'll say I need help. Click on enter. It's usually going to trigger up. So okay, please, what's your name? My name is Victor. Victor, CRM ambassador. So we're gonna have, by giving it my name. It's still sending. So it's saying, hi Victor, thanks for reaching out. I see you like to log a ticket with our technical team. I would love to help you on that. So please provide me with your email address. So I'm going to give him Victor OGUCHE at gmail.com. Right, so I click on enter. So I say, please provide details. I need help with wrong deposits, something like this. Deposits, right? This is what complaints. So let's just put deposits. So now it's going to run through the action flow, creating a case for us, and expected to run back with. Oh, we're still having the issue. We've not published. So let's quickly publish. Okay, so our issue was with our set variable is outside the loop. So we need to return back our set variables into the loop. So let's get that done. Let's just go back to our bots and click on edit. Okay, great. As you can see now, I've dragged the set variable into the loop where we are calling for the customer and profile that we've been using to type. The same here, the same here. So now I've published and we can now go back and test our bot again. So I'll just click on this and say go to demo site. So our bot is coming up. So for us to have the full functionality now. So let me just go with help. It's gonna pop up. Okay, my name. It is my name, Victor. It's gonna need my email victorroguche at gmail.com. Something like this, right? Click enter. And the next is sending. Just give it some time. So it's not asking what is my issue type. I didn't give details. I could just say complaint, say deposit. Yes, sorry. Our case has not been created. Say hi Victor, I've created a case for you with our technical team. Your case number is this, so I could just copy this so I could confirm the case in CRM. So when I come back here and I come to cases and I put on this and I click enter. Yes, this is, can you see it? CRM bot, complaints, deposit. So basically, these are cool stuffs you could do in trying to enhance the intelligence component of your bot so that your bot could perform actions. So I hope you really enjoyed the time and having the overview of navigating from Copilot into Power Automate and building a comprehensive system that could function in your day-to-day activities and hope to help your customer have greater experience in interacting with you. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for staying through. If you've not subscribed, I'm expecting you to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you could also get notifications when I release new video. Thank you very much. Ensure to always work easy, work smart, and achieve more.